Good morning. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I'm so excited about today. I'm not in Miami with my favorite guys, but I will be there soon. And I'm just so happy to be here. This is such a wonderful day to celebrate all those that are in our lives, that nurture us, that love us, that bring us so much care and love. That means so much. These people, are, whoever they are, whether it doesn't have to be women, it can be men or women that are here in our lives that bring us that wonderful nurturing, caring, that letting us know that all is well, letting us know that everything is good, letting us know that everything's okay, and letting us know that we can be all that we came here to be and more. That alone is such a wonderful gift, such a beautiful gift to know that whoever has been in our lives that has given us that nurturing and that self-confidence and that knowing is such a special person. Today, I'm just going to briefly give you some astrological updates because we do have that new moon on Tuesday. I know it is Mother's Day today and you are so very busy doing so many wonderful things, and I'm sure that many of you will be watching later, so that's perfectly okay. The reading that I'm going to be doing today, just as briefly, is the reading that is special today, this month. It is the Mother's Day Love Reading. And this reading is used anytime you choose, whether your mother is here in the physical or not. It doesn't really matter. It is used, hey Sue, thank you. Hey Leslie. Okay, let me get that. Sue and Leslie, thank you, Ruth, for being here and being on and checking that I've got my settings done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here we are on this Sunday where we get to celebrate. And as I said earlier, it's all those people that have been nurturing and loving and supporting us, giving us that confidence, giving us that wonderful feeling that we're good, we're okay, we can do this. The reading today is about that mother's love. It's about the love that really we celebrate every day, but we're picking one day, which actually was started several years ago at the turn of the century, and it is fine because it's about what we do. It's about that caring and that love. And our mother has had a big influence on us, whether mothers are here or have passed. My mother transitioned in 2003 under not the best of circumstances, nor is it ever the best of circumstances, but there was a lot trauma going on in my life. Hey Pam, let me get you down. There was a lot going on in my life at that time, and her loss was like losing the rudder of losing my stability. But I know she's still here. I know she's always supporting me. If you saw my post on Facebook, those irises that popped up in my yard are her saying, I am still here with you and I love you. And that, I can feel her love. I can feel her embrace. I can feel her hug, and it's so wonderful. So this is how our mother had a strong influence on us, or that mother figure that has been in our life. And some of those things that our mother passed on to us are not necessarily things that we chose to keep within who we are right now. And that's okay, because we came here to develop who we are in our own special way. But our mother still had an influence. So this reading is a general reading, but it's really such an important one, I believe, that to relate and it's actually... That was just given to me. It's actually the same way that I do the Connect with Joy reading that can be for a couple. If this is something that you wanted to do with your mom, that would be included and be at the same price. It's really interesting because that was just dropped in. So it must be something that someone is thinking about, because I just got that message. So it is something that you can do on your own, developing and exploring that relationship with your mom, or it can be done with your mom. Wouldn't that be an interesting one? So for today, the sun is in Taurus. That is that wonderful Taurus earth sign, that place that we plant the seeds in Taurus. The moon's in Aries, that's a fire sign, giving us that sun and that motivation and that energy and that action. Mars is in Cancer, so we're energized in the family and home area. I know it's been working for me because I've already had my roof replaced. My sprinkler system pretty much is being totally replaced. And now my car is going into the shop on Tuesday as I go down to Miami to visit with Tim and Teddy. So it's like, okay, let's do this. Now, I just want to share with you how I had to reframe my thoughts on all of these things happening at the same time. I could then become the victim because it's all happening, because that's the first place I went. And then I had to think, if I want to embrace all of this, how do I do that? So I just decided that I'm going to just know that I am so abundant, it is all taken care of. I'm so happy that I'm so abundant. All of these repairs and new things that I must do are all paid for and taken care of. And I tell you what, that made me feel so much better. And I received a check in the mail yesterday that was a wonderful surprise just at the right time. So it does work. It really does work. So with the moon, the new moon is Tuesday, and it is in Taurus. And again, Taurus, financial abundance, planting those seeds of being confident in who we are. And that's another reason that I wanted to reframe my thoughts and go into a more abundant space with them, because I knew that, okay, I really want to be in that space to receive. And now with this new moon, where we're planting the seeds, we're actually planting the seeds of what you want to grow. You're planting the seeds of abundance, and you're planting the seeds of financial security. How do you see it? How does it feel? What do you want? So it's an intention, and it's also a mindset. And it is all about the energy of abundance, not what you're looking at in your bank account, but what is that energy of abundance that you are looking at? How do you see that? How is it happening? What is your focus on that financial security? Is it the way I first went, as I'm the victim of feeling, oh my God, my house and my car are falling apart, all this other stuff? I went there first. I did. But I knew it didn't feel good. It wasn't right. It wasn't the place I wanted to be. And moving back into, I'm so happy that I'm abundant and able to pay for everything, put it in a whole different place of receiving. And that's what this new moon is about. It's at 21 degrees Taurus, 17 minutes. It's at 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Hey, Rose. So glad you're here. Yay. Yay for abundance. It's exactly right, Sue. It feels so much better. I just know that it's here. I know that it's all taken care of. So it's wonderful. So this is a great new moon in Taurus. Definitely plant your seeds of what you want to grow in the area of security, financial abundance, how you see it coming to you. How does it feel? Not the how in terms of the way it's going to happen, because then you go into action. We're talking about how it feels. Happy Mother's Day, Rose. Yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone. This is such a wonderful, wonderful day. Wonderful day. So I have Sue, Leslie, and Pamela for cards, and now we're going to start. This is an 8-card reading, and again, if you want your own personalized one, or have it done with your mom or with your daughter, so that you know that the two of you come together to do this, it will be the same price. It's in the link for $49. It's a half an hour reading, half price. My normal half-hour readings are $97. So within that wonderful feeling of abundance and that wonderful feeling of mother's love, however you term mother, whoever that person was, I want you to feel those arms wrapped around you. I want you to see that face that you know loves you unconditionally. That face, that energy, that feeling that gives you that wonderful knowing that you are loved. And that wonderful knowing that you are loved was such a beautiful way of saying, I know how to do this in the world. Because in the end, it's all about the love. It's all about the feeling, the love that you have for you and the love that you have for those around you. Whether you feel that your mother fully taught you how to love by her loving presence, or that maybe with whatever conditions she was raised with, it wasn't everything that you wanted it to be, you now have that choice of making it everything you want it to be, and that even feels good. Whatever it is, whatever the circumstances are, you're operating in the now. You're operating with the feeling of love now. Okay, so here we go. Let me divide this deck up. Again, it is an 8-card reading. Okay, let me get this over here. Flip this over. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, first card. What is the state of my relationship with my mother? This is always a wonderful one. Okay, this is the Two of Wands. I am always expressing how I see my relationship with my mother. But this is Wands, so this is passion, feelings, that energy, that spirit, expressing that love. But this card feels so expansive today. It feels like it's not just the love of your mom, it's how you can spread it beyond that. It's like an aura of love that just expands and goes beyond, unbelievably, to any part of the world, any part of this country, but especially your own little vortex with her. That energized, passionate feeling that you have. And as I said, my mother's been gone since 2003, but I still know she's here. I still feel that support that she gave me. She always knew and told me so, even when I didn't believe it, that I could be the best of anything that I chose. She was always, always happy for me. And that part makes it wonderful. So expressing that feeling, but this is about passing it on. This is taking that love that you have and passing it on. Yes, it is that aura of love. And don't you feel it, Sue? Also just expanding and just getting bigger and bigger as you express it, as you feel it, as your heart expands. This is such a beautiful card. I really love it. Really, really love it. What great gift has my mother given me? This is a wonderful card. Sorry, it's all going to be wonderful cards, right? But again, this is a general reading. Whatever you want to have as a relationship reading with your mom, to do it together, or with a daughter or a son, with a child, please do it. Like I said, that message was dropped in as I started talking about it. So it's meant to share. So do love that. Yes, it is a legacy, Sue. I love how you do that. Yes. So what great gift has my mother given me? And this is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is about appreciation. Not looking at what I don't have, but appreciating what I do have. My mother taught me to say, this is, I love the word legacy, Sue, so I'm going to involve that also. This is the legacy that you are passing on. I am passing it to you, and you are passing that on. And that is to, and of course, this is Pentacles. This is the Earth sign. And of course, as you can see, it relates to money as well as abundance. Appreciate everything that you have in order to watch it grow and to receive more. This was, oh, wow, this feels really, really big in terms of that concept, in terms of that understanding, that unless we appreciate what we already have, then we can expect that more can come, because we're satisfied with what we have and know that more is there. But we appreciate whatever it is that we have, those people that are in our life, who we have become, with the knowledge and understanding that it grows. And that's what this is about, that it only grows. It doesn't stay stagnant. A negative energy given to that will make it stagnant. As I was saying early on, my initial thoughts when all of these things were happening at my house was to go into negativity. And I knew as immediately how awful that felt, and knew I had to change that whole mindset. I had to change that whole intention of what I wanted to create. And that's what this is about. It's being satisfied and knowing that more is coming and experiencing that. And that's what your mother gave you. Yes, these are the things that we have. And isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful for me that I found the best roofer that I really had worked well with, and now my roof is absolutely gorgeous. Isn't it wonderful that I found the right and perfect yard person, because my other person just up and quit on 4 of us here in the neighborhood. So I'm telling you this, that moon in Scorpio really was like, whoa. So, which is my home sector. So isn't it wonderful that I found the perfect person to do that for me? Isn't it wonderful that I have the best mechanic, because I even get a discount with him because of who referred him to me? I mean, I could say the opposite, but whatever you have in your life, and it doesn't have to be some of those wonderful opportunities to practice like I got this week, but it's just that great opportunity to say, wow, I am so blessed. And that's what this card is about. What great challenge does my mother offer me? To recognize that my work, what I put into my work, should be the best that I can do. So that whatever product I'm offering, whatever service I'm offering, whatever communication I'm offering, whatever it happens to be that I'm doing, that I'm giving it my best. I'm giving it my all. That nothing, I'm not doing it halfway. I'm not saying, well, that's good enough. And many times we say that, and we're saying that's good enough, but it's actually quite well done. It's just that our standard may be higher than what we want to do, but within the time frame that we're working in, our materials that we're working in, whatever that happens to be, we have to say that's good enough, yet it's still a good product. I know that. It's still a good action. It's still a good outcome. So what this is saying, what my mother said was, always give it your all. Always do your best, whatever you're doing. Card 4, how am I like my mother? She is inspiring. I am inspired by her. This is such a great card. This is fully being inspired. And notice that it's pentacles. So it's about being, what ways can I plant the seeds of love, plant the seeds of abundance, plant the seeds of whatever it is that I'm choosing to do? This is the earth sign. But in doing my best, as the previous card said, and appreciating what I have, I then am inspired to move forward with even greater things that bring me money, that bring me love, that bring me appreciation, that bring me all those things that I really care about. And that's what she has given me. That I express how I feel. I am happy with what I have and appreciate it. I do my very, very best, and I am inspired for more. How am I unlike my mother? This is an interesting card in how it feels too. This is the Prince of Wands. Now, the Prince of Wands here is saying, the Prince of Wands, so this card is, how am I unlike my mother? This is interesting because I'm feeling two sides to this. And that is, and you actually have to take it in whatever way that it feels for you. That's why this is just a general reading. So how am I unlike my mother? My mother was fearless. She could charge ahead and do whatever. And I sometimes operate in a fear space where I'm not ready to quite go out there. Even with the inspired thoughts that I have, I'm not quite as willing to take that risk. What I've found is if we know there are more rules to operate from, we are more restricted. We're not as inspired. If we operate with that unlimited mindset that we can do anything, have anything, be anything that we choose, we are more free to do that. We are more liberated to do that because we have no limits. But if we're operating within rules and limitations, we don't feel the freedom as much, and we operate in more fear because we've got our barrier. Now, how do you go past it? No, I can't do that because the rule says these are my limiting beliefs. I can't go past it. My mother was more fearless, and that's what she's teaching me, and that's what I need to know and feel even more. Fearlessness, knowing that you're unlimited. How do I define myself in comparison to her? This is a major arcana card. This is the Judgment card. How do I define myself in comparison to her? I am reinventing myself. She has given me a foundation, and now it's time for me to redefine myself, to renew myself, to start over again, to recreate myself. Whatever that word is that you want to use with this card, it's called the Judgment card, but it's not that I'm defining myself by judging my mother. What I'm doing is she has given me so much knowledge and understanding within her limits, within her understanding of those things, that I now can take that and make it even bigger. Make it even more expansive. And that's the redefining. That's what this new moon is about. So that's the renewal, the redefining, the recreating. Being even more. And expecting more. That's what this card is about. There's even more to a lot of these cards that is just resting with me, and this really is more general than feeling it for you individually having this done. But one would hope that how do I define myself in comparison to her, that we all had that foundation given to us that then allowed us to grow, to be even more, and allow her to expand with ours. How can I best honor our relationship? Honoring that relationship is this is the Eight of Cups. This is not necessarily a happy looking card, but I like this card for this reason. How can I best honor our relationship? And what this is all the cups are full, and I'm going to step out into this place that's cold and fearful and unyielding, and that's my perception. But I know that I must move forward. I honor our relationship by going past our little circle of, past our little circle and into something more expansive and even better. But it's scary because I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to dishonor her. I don't want to judge her in any way. But I know that she's given me this much and we can make it more. How do I do that? It's scary to know that, okay, we can make this even better, but I want to do it without making her feel badly about it. Just know this, even though this is the initial feeling, it's not the reality of it. Because you as a mother also know that you want the best for your child and want them to grow beyond what you could even imagine for yourself and to be even more. So know that that is how this relationship is. That even if you're a little fearful about making this even more, whether it's having discussions with your mom that maybe you never had before, whether it's accepting her for who she is. I know that was the best thing I ever did before my mother's passing, was to not try and do so many things and change behaviors to make life easier in the way I thought it would be easier for her, was just to allow her to be who she was. And so many of these concepts are, how do we make that happen? And we as the child can be, even if it's an adult child, can be placed in this place of, how do I do it without hurting her feelings, without making her feel less? Yes, yes, yeah, Sue, it is, because I feel that we're in a place now, and especially after everything that we've been through with COVID and not being able to see them and not being able to do whatever, and we've been offered this opportunity to be really real in our discussions, whether with ourselves or with our parents, in such a way that maybe can be a little scary, and we feel, how do I do this? That's what this card feels like. And I know that it is that first step to make the relationship even better than before, to make the relationship even more than it can be. And it's not easy. It's really not easy, but it can be done. Just get past not easy, which is what I just said to you. Get past that it is easy. Create that intention of how wonderful the relationship is and that it can be done. Last card. The summary card is this, and this is an interesting one. And yes, it is in light of, I'm not that, as Sue pointed out, it's not the usual bubbly self about this, because this is this is a big thing with this love. We feel, though, that foundation that we've been given, and we also, and for me as an adult, when my mother was still here, it was like, how do I handle that? How do I lift that up? My mother-in-law was more my grandmother's age, and so it was like, how do you lift them up, and how do you process a way of life that makes them feel whole and in control? And that's the other part. And that means a whole new way of looking at this. And as adult children with parents that are aging, it takes a whole new way of processing this. And this is the death card. And it takes a whole new way of looking at that. That means we've got to rethink everything that we've been doing. And I really feel that this process does pertain more to adult children and aging parents. It's like, how do we handle that in a way that they still feel self-respect, they still feel confident that they can do things, they still feel that they're able, because you never want to take that away from anyone, your child nor your parent. So what is the place that you go into that you find that's peaceful and loving? And this card, the death card, is always about, we've got to then throw out the old ways of thinking, throw out our own ego in how we view our parents, and not take anything that they do personally, because that's not what this is about. It's not about the personal. It has nothing to do with us. Most of the time, as with aging, it's their feeling of loss of control. So rethink this. And this is really a good opportunity with this new moon coming up on Tuesday. And I know that it's in Taurus, and it is about financial abundance, and it is about security. But don't we want that also for any of our children or parents in our life? So that's what this has to do with. And I really feel that in light of all this, because it did turn out to be a heavier reading than what I had anticipated. So again, this is a reading that can be done with your parent or with your child, the two of you together, in terms of getting this discussion out in the open. But I'm going to take the deck and divide it, because I want you to do, okay. All right, Sue, I'm feeling better about this because we reached this milestone where in order to expand, we have to go through a little discomfort. And that's what this is about. Reaching that place of, okay, the relationship is at this level. We got to go up to this level, but breaking through that barrier to go through the other can be a little uncomfortable because we have to change our mindset. We have to change how we think about things. We have to change how we think about ourselves, how we think about who we're relating to. And here's the uplifting moment of, and I'm so glad that I drew this other card. And this is the Major Arcana card, which is the Magician. Whatever your circumstances, whatever you need to do to make this better, you have all the elements in your hand to make it happen. And the basis of all of it is love. That is where it all starts. The basis of all of this is love. And from love, you can create anything. Anything can come of this. Okay. That feels better, right, Sue? Feels better for me. Anything. Yes. Yes, the reversal of roles. And I think that's what I was feeling, Sue, is because I remember that was happening with my mom and with my mother-in-law, because you still want to have people maintain their dignity and who they are, not take that away from them, still uplift them, but still help them move along and protect them to make sure that everything goes well. So yeah, it's a fine line, but this says you've got this. You can do this. It can happen. You can create that. And it starts with knowing that you have all the elements in your hand to make that happen. Everything is in your power. Everything is in your power. Okay, I'm so glad that we ended on that note. Yes. And Rose, you know very well also, and Sue, you know, because your mom is still here and you help out with her. And Rose, you're helping out with your dad. So, you know, we know that these are things that we will experience as we go along. I know, in fact, it was interesting with it happening for me because, again, my mother-in-law was my grandmother's age. And my mother was not that much older than my husband. And so I saw this aging process both personally in terms of my own parent, but in terms of my in-laws. So it was interesting to watch, and along with my husband, because of the aging process and the illnesses and all that. And then how do you handle it? How do you maintain the dignity? And that's the most important part. You know in your heart what feels right to do for your parents. And you know in your heart what is right and to do for your mom especially, whether she's here or not, because you're passing it on. Okay, moving on, because I got Teddy's cards. I'm going to see Teddy on Wednesday. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, Sue. Thank you so much, Sue, for all of your help and everything. This has been so wonderful, and your comments. Okay, Sue, here we go. You're going to love this, Sue. This is the Companion, which is the King of Spirals, which means he's the King of Wands. That means that a King of Wands is the Aries King. And of course, we're so fortunate to have that happen. You know, the moon's in Aries right now. So here we go with this. Yes, that patience is a virtue. I know it's really hard, but it is, because, you know, in the long run, how much does it matter? And that's what this says. And this is what I want you to understand, is that you're in charge. Sue, no matter what is going on around you, you're in charge of you, and you're in charge of what is happening. And how you are in charge of what is happening is by your energy of love. Now, this is the fire sign. Again, it's the Aries King. And of course, it's an energy, even though it's a male card, but it's in that energy. You are always in charge, and you're always doing it in a loving way. And I know, Sue, that there is no way in the world that you do not treat everyone with that wonderful, loving heart that you have. And that's what this shows, is that by example, that's what you're giving. By example of that loving heart, you are in charge of that energy. You're firm in the knowing that I'm operating from love, and that's the only way I know how, and that's what I'm going to give to those around me. Yes, love is energy. It really, really is. And that's what card is about. So this is just confirmation that whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Okay, Leslie. Leslie has been helping me, as those of you that are on the online tarot gallery reading know that I've had a little bit of a process. We're going to add that to those wonderful opportunities that I've had this week. But there is resolution. Leslie has been my tester for the new platform and what's been going on, and then giving me feedback. So Leslie, thank you so much for all your help. I really, really appreciate it. We do have it in place, and I will be reaching out to all those online tarot gallery reading folks and letting you know. And so Leslie, you're good to go through, and I'll talk to you more about it, but you've signed up a couple of times doing this for me, so thank you. Okay, Leslie. Okay, wait, excuse me. Let me just turn these around here. Okay, this is the Three of Spirals, and it does not look like a fun card, because it looks like, wow, we got this Buddha head stuck in the tree. What is going on here? So the Three of Spirals, yes, spirals, is the Three of Wands. This is about, so if it's wands, so it's the fire sign, so there's stuff going on, but it's thinking about it. It's not taking the immediate action right now. Yes, spirals is, again, wands, fire sign. But this is about, okay, let me think about this before it all happens. Let me think about this. Hey, Jackie, happy Mother's Day to you too. Let me think about this before I take action. I really want to do this. I really like the opportunity that is here. But how do I take action with this? I'm not feeling the full urge to leap into this right away, like I do lots of times, because I can see that future and that path ahead clearly. It's not as clear right now on this next thing that you want to do, and it's okay. This is about, almost as Sue said, patience is a virtue. It's because you are supposed to wait and contemplate and just check out the feeling, the full feeling of what you want to do. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. So you're not in the hell yes position yet. And that's the part that this card is saying. Don't be discouraged. Plant your intentions, especially for the new moon with this. And this means take your time. Take your time. It's okay. Whatever that is, take your time. Look at all the angles. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And you're not feeling hell yes. And it's all right. And especially if, yes, it has to be a hell yes, Jackie. You know that. Especially if other people are urging you to do this, because they are, and with love and caring, that they're saying to you, this is the best thing for you. This is really going to work out. But you're not feeling it. You've got to feel it for it to work out. So, take time with it and sit with it and make it a hell yes or a hell no. Not something that you're riding the fence on. Because if you're just riding the fence and you're not really feeling it, it's not going to work out. So take your time. Okay, Pamela. Pamela, did you have this one last time? Oh no, Deborah did. This is the Four of Spirals. And the Four of Spirals is the Four of Cups. So, no, Four of Swords. So it's the air sign. So this is about four, again, that foundation that, you've got the four fern here, you've got the greenery, you've got the trees that are supporting this, and that window at the top looks like an eye. And that it feels like the all-seeing eye of what's going on in front of you. Now, this is about okay, this is our foundation. This is how we see it. This is what's going on around us. And sometimes we may perceive that it's not really that great. It's not really that wonderful. It's not really all of it. It looks more bleak than it does fertile. This is about the perspective that you see. The all-seeing eye is your intuition, your third eye. That's how this feels. Trust that intuition. You have a choice. Is it fertile and green and loving, or is it bleak as it is back here? Which way are you perceiving it? And you get to choose this, because swords again is thoughts. So you get to perceive this. How does it feel to you that you want to move forward with this? I'm feeling that there's been some sort of restriction, and it's been hard for you to make the choice on how to do this because of the whether it's physical or emotional or thoughts. But there's been some sort of keeping you feeling, okay, I've got to be at home where I can feel comfortable, whatever home means. Doesn't mean physical home necessarily. I've got to make my world with more limits so I can feel better. Sometimes I feel better and I see that greenery out front, and sometimes it's the bleakness that I'm feeling like nothing's really going to be working right now. This again is being on the fence. You've got these two choices. You're sitting on the fence. Trust your intuition on this. Trust how you're feeling with this to make that decision. You can fall into the abyss of the negative feeling, or you can create that positive. And that's a choice that you have. And again, this window in this feels like the third eye. So your intuition is telling you exactly what you need to know and exactly what to do. So that means go with that. That's the most important part. Well, it's now Mother's Day. We are going to have, I know that I'm getting ready to go to lunch later, downtown Tallahassee, with Ruth and Catherine and her mom. And because Mother's Day is ours right now, and I will see Teddy and Tim next week, and we're going to have a wonderful weekend away. Tim is the best on finding something reasonable, because we were going to stay at a place in the Keys, and the price is astronomical now. People want to get out. They want to be by the water. They want to be by the beach. So he did find something, and we're going to be going to a place that we had been before on another Mother's Day. But this time it's going to be the three of us, because we're taking Teddy. We're taking Teddy, and I'm so excited about that. Please have a wonderful day. Celebrate. Celebrate today. Mother's Day or not, celebrate. And if you are in that nurturing place of mothering, being a mother, or just having that mother. Hey, Kelly. Oh, wow, Kelly, thank you so much. I have missed you. It's so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. Sending you love. We have to talk. We have to talk. Please message me, because I'm not sure I had your correct number, and let's Facebook message, because I really miss you. I was looking at the pictures of the last time that we were together with Catherine in San Diego, and that was a long time ago. So I'm looking forward to talking to you and catching up. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy, celebrate. Wishing you all the best in everything. And again, the Mother's Day special, the Mother's Day Love Reading is the special. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful, Jackie. Yep. Oh, that's great. Downtown Stewart. I love Downtown Stewart. Tim and I were there. My son and I were there. I love it. I love it. I could live there just like you. That's really nice. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Mother's Day. I love you all. Thank you so much. And remember, joy has your name on it. Bye now.